Okay, so we just looking at your prep for your assignment that is due this coming weekend. So some of you shared some of your previous assignments, so you will see that some of these things that we're going through today will look familiar. And if you have any others that you still want to share, you can do so as well. But yeah, but let's start. And I have shared also the link to the attendance register. So if you can just also during the session just complete that. Okay, so this was one of the questions, I think. Let me just quickly check if I don't have it in here twice. Okay, no. And the question that they ask us is that we get a cost function. Cx, it represents the total cost from producing X units of a product. The mathematical expression that is used to find the appropriate cost from producing the 7th unit is. Okay, so what would you guys say, and what did you say, and what would you say now that some of you have completed this? The mathematical expression that is used to find the appropriate cost from producing the 17th unit. Okay, what would you guys say? What would you first? Okay, so LZ, you say D. Any other takers? Anybody what that had this as a question and have an answer as well? I would also have said D, because so let's first, from total cost, you will need to go to marginal cost. And for that, you will need to take the first derivative of the C function. So for me, it would have been or C or D. What this will do is work out the cost. So this will work out your total cost of 18. This will work out your total cost of 17. So if you work that out, you will basically get most likely just the added the how much it will cost to add 18 to it. So same if you nearly look at that. So it does not tell you what the cost will be of producing the 17th unit. Um, this will give you the 16th unit, so I would have gone for option D as well in this instance. So if anybody has answered with this afterwards, then just also send me what you said, but that is how I would have calculated it as well. It's also one must. So what you guys can also do is, and again, I don't know how long your assignments normally is, but maybe when to write down a simple cost function and then look at nearly replacing x and getting an answer, but this one is only marked out of 1. Okay, that's interesting. I wanted, or is all your marks basically okay? So you basically get, it's not like some of the other subjects that gives you 4 marks or something like that. It's just a marker question. Okay, so that is what I would have done, is to get the marginal cost, because marginal means, and there we can go back to nearly that presentation I shared last week or the week before with some of those definitions. Yes.
Good evening, everyone. So, I selected that option, but they marked it wrong.
Did they mark it wrong?
Yes.
And it was also for you the 17th unit and maybe not another unit.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay, that is because I thought you sent yours as well. So let me quickly check again at that's one. Oh, I see now. Yes. So I marked that wrong. Let's quickly say total cost is, and so if I put in 18, and I get the value of 18. If I put in 17, I'm wondering, let's quickly just do a few things. So let's take that out. Okay, I just want to check if there was a nice cost function somewhere else that we could maybe just use. So let's use that one as the cost function. So if I said, and that is what I would have done, is the marginal cost. So then if I said 17, It is 34 plus 6, but that gives me, because if I said 16, it was 32 plus 8, which is 58, or 16, 44, 17. Okay, so marginal cost does not give you, it gives you everything. It doesn't give you what just the increase of a 17th unit is. Okay, because here we can see with a 16th unit, if I put that in, my marginal cost will be 32, 38. If I put in 17, it will be 40. So your increase was 2 there. If I put in 18, it will be 36 plus. So it always goes up by 2. So that would be my marginal, or the increase. So the 17th unit, the increase will be 2 rand, but the total cost will be okay. So then I would probably have gone with this function, because when I get my total cost for 17 units minus my total cost for 16 units, and that increase, the difference between that will be the increase for my 17th unit. And so they want, if I read this again, they want us to represent cost function from design. Mathematical expression that is used to find the appropriate cost from producing the 17th unit. Okay, so we need to find out what is that, how much it will cost to create this 17th unit. So then I will probably go for this one, because that will tell me how much it is to create the 17th unit. This one will give us our marginal cost with 17 units. This one will give us our marginal cost creating or in manufacturing 60 units. This will give us the increase for the 18th unit. So then I will probably go with B, because we're only looking for the approximate cost from producing the 17th unit, not the rest of the unit. So we don't care what was up until the 16th unit. And with marginal cost that I first wanted to do, we would basically include all the units. So that is then where the difference will come in. Does that make sense? I would have been wrong in this one as well if I would have gone for option D, because I thought we need to work out marginal cost in this one. But actually, we need to work out just that 17th unit. So what will it be to produce that 17th unit. And that will be in the difference between these two. Okay, happy with that? And if you guys didn't, this was last week's one, eh? You didn't get answers to this one yet. But when you get it, please let me know. This one is quite a tricky one. Yeah. Okay, so answer D was incorrect. That is, hi Kyle, no, don't worry. That's what Josh also said. That one was wrong. So if that one is wrong, that one will also be wrong. This one will give you looking at unit 18. So then it must be option B. Okay. Let's look at the next one. So still in cost, a firm sells its product for 200 per unit. Okay. So I would assume it's 200x, but let's, for cost per unit. Okay, so that's selling, so that's total revenue. The cost per unit is 80 plus X. So that is total cost. Okay, so first let's work out what is your total profit. The total profit will be total revenue minus total cost. Then this looks weird. Am I missing something? Total revenue 200 per unit, so that is P times Q. Total cost. Okay, so that's also right. Total profit then is 800x minus that. Okay, this again, this does not really make sense. Because yeah, okay, so I can put now in the 20, which will then give you 3900, but that is not, so that is total profit. We're looking for what is the marginal profit. Okay, any answers that I can eliminate because it was wrong? Because what I now worked out is total profit. Do you guys agree with me on that? So it's not the same as marginal profit, because marginal profit will be the first derivative of that. Yeah, so that I would also say that is wrong, because that is your total profit. Quickly, a firm sells its products for 200 Rand per unit. The cost per unit is that where X represents the number of units sold per month. See, let's quickly I just want to check something else. If total cost is when we say total revenue, then profit is 200. Then let's say, let's take the first of that, 120x. Sorry. So 120, 200x minus 80. Yeah, it is 120x. Let's just first do it this way. Minus x squared. And when we take the first derivative of that, it's 120 minus 2x. So your marginal profit at 20 units is 120 minus 2 times 20, which is 40. So 120 minus 40 is 80, which is option 1. Option 2. Okay, so I don't like this because the wording is really so if anybody gets add that as a right answer, so I now read it, and I think that is this is difficult because I've now read this as so a firm sells its product for 200 Rand per unit. And then we say there's going to be X units. So we multiply by X to get the 200X. Here we say the cost per unit is 80 plus X per unit. And then we need to multiply that by X as well to get your 80X plus X squared. So that will be your total revenue function. And this will be your total cost function. Okay, so, and I think that's what I don't like is here they say to us it's 200 Rand per unit. Here they say to us it's 80 plus X. So that means nearly that for every unit that you create, you are paying more. So that could be that part is some of your fixed cost, and the area where they add more X to it is because of the variable cost. That's why I'm also Carl. That's why I don't like this. So if anyone has a final answer to this one, please share, because this is not cool, to be honest, if it is like that, because that is how I read it now nearly every time. So that is, yeah, this is not a great one. Yeah. Let's see, because yeah, so please, if you guys have any of the answers, share this one with me too, because see, and that's what I'm also, because they say the 80 plus X, because here they didn't say 200X nearly. That's why I'm nearly wanting to go with that, and then that's your price, and then you still need to multiply by X to get your total cost. Yeah. Okay. If here's another one like this in your next assignment, let me know. Oof. And now, hopefully it becomes easier. Flip. Okay. A security company has found that the total revenue from producing and selling alarm systems is given by that. That's for revenue, that's for cost. Okay, so if we have the revenue and we subtract the cost, this will give us our profit function. So revenue minus cost is the profit, and then if we take the first derivative of this, we can get okay, so let's first get it in a simpler form. Okay, minus, just remember, I should have done that. So it is 600 x minus 400,000. Okay, and then if we take the first derivative of that, and let's put it in here, I would have, so you take that to the front, so it becomes minus 0.08x. And that one or that one, plus 600. It is, and that minus 400,000 will fall away, so we're sitting with option B. Okay, is that what you guys got? Okay, sure. 1 out of 3 so far. Cool. Ish. Okay. Okay, looks very similar. Let's just check. Rags Limited, clothing determines revenue, and then there's cost, marginal profit. So this one would be very similar. So let's first see, and here, now we can nearly see LZ. Here it was also given as 450 minus the X. So if this was something that I saw before the other question, then it might be easier to nearly recognize it as something that you need to do that way. If this was only shown afterwards, then it is a bit difficult to nearly see that that first question nearly it was plus the X. So again, I think it's good that we are going through this stuff, that one can just see all the different ways that we're asking it. Okay, so revenue minus cost. So revenue, I'm now already just taking a bit of shortcut, minus cost. And then okay, so now I need to get ooh. Okay, so I would have gotten 0.075 or minus that. So then once, so if I times that by the 2, I would have gotten 0.15x. Remember that 2 that needs to go to the front. And then, so this would have been my total profit. And this will be my marginal profit. Okay, so it seems like option D. Is that also what you guys got from this one? Okay, cool. Hey, 2 out of 4. Getting better. Okay, now obviously there's the company's profit, monthly profit in rand from selling X products is given by this. Using marginal analysis, the maximum monthly profit of a company is. Okay. Maximum. Okay, so what I would have looked at this and said, okay, we can do it two ways. But I would first nearly have tested to say maximum is where the turning point is going to be. This looks like weird numbers, but minus B over 2A. So the top is minus 20.1. 2 times 3 divided by 1,000, 0,006. Oh my word, I actually get the answer. 3350. Yeah. Okay. Did anybody get A as for answer? Incorrect. Hmm. Hmm. B. Okay, so let's quickly check if we do first derivatives of that. So we'll also get that x plus it's going to be exactly the same equal to 0. Hmm. Ah. Ah. Okay. Okay. So let's quickly remember that's x. We need to get, so take that formula, 3350, 3350. Okay, so we need to put this back into the formula. Okay, so 3350 so let's quickly check. I must say this was not at all an easy so we've got the X, which was, that was how many, but we still need to use your marginal revenue curve. So let's just, eesh. Okay, so it's just, this is the marginal revenue curve. Okay, so that is, just check for me, that is the marginal revenue curve. And that then should be, if I put that in there, it also doesn't. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Yo, doesn't really help. If that is equal to that, will that make any difference? Let's just check. So let that go over to that side. So it's 335 minus 20.1. That is 3329.9. On this side we have 0,006. No. Okay, so we know B is correct. Let's try this again. Josh, please remember what you did. Yeah, I did, and it becomes a massive. Do you want to put this back in there? Yeah, no, it becomes a massive number um, because of the x square. Let me quickly just. We're probably missing a. So if I look at. Just quickly Googling marginal profit again, that we just change in total revenue, change in quantity sold. Let's let me think about this one. Let's see if there's others first, and then let me just there must be. Okay, I'll come back to that one unless the others are also. Okay, choose the cost function of a okay, suppose the cost function of a company can be written as this. The marginal cost. Okay, so that is what I would have said. Marginal cost is just 250. Please tell me at least that is correct. Did you guys get C for this one? Okay. We're 3 out of 6, so we're still 50%. We're still passing. Okay. The function for the total profit in Rand for selling X items is this. The number of items for which the marginal profit will be 400. Okay, so total profit, marginal profit will be minus 40x plus 8,000. That marginal profit will be 400. 40x will be equal to minus 7,600. Yeah, Colin, maybe we need to do something like this one with the previous one as well, maybe. I'll figure out the other one. As long as we get these ones still right. Um, okay, was this again hopefully option D? So we basically have the marginal profit curve. They tell us it will be 400. So then minus 40x on this side, take that over to that side, so it's minus 7600, and if we divide it then by minus 40, we get x is 190. Okay. Happiness with this one? Okay, so we are now on a more than 50 pass rate. Okay. Which one of the following rules of differentiation is not correct? Oi. Okay, for that I needed my cheat sheet, but let's quickly. It's not correct, so just want to. So that one is correct. I'm just looking at the easier ones to. If z is equal to a, then yeah, so a is a constant, then it will be 0. That goes to the front, zm minus 1, so that's also correct. If fz this feels correct, but let me just first get to the fz. Okay, so that should have been 0. So if you look at, so say that was 5 plus bzm, so that is fine of bringing that in front, m minus 1, so that part is correct, but that should not be there. Okay, because your constant should be 0, so that should have fallen away. Okay, so b is incorrect, so a is your correct answer. You want the incorrect one, so A is correct, B is the incorrect one. Okay, because of that A, that should be 0. Okay, so next one. Let's quickly crop this as well. See if we can fit it in. Okay. A company wants to select a sample of 50 full-time employees from 800. So 50 from 800. In order to determine a medical aid expenditure using stratified random sampling. Of the full-time employees, 200 are managers and 600 non-managers. What sample size should be selected to represent the stratum of managers? Okay, so it's 2 to 6, 1 to 3. So we will need to do the same with a sample. So it would be 50 divided by 4, which is 12.5. So 13 of the one, and then what is it? 37 of the other one. Option B. Okay, so that is just use the ratio of 1 to 3 on this as well. This was 12.5, but then I would round that off to 13 because, again, they will not give you an option of 12 and an option of 13. They will just give you the one. Okay. Next one. A bit of cropping and then see. We can just, okay. A restaurant owner is concerned about the amount of time consumers must wait before being served over weekends. He collects data on the waiting times to the nearest minute of 20 tables on Friday evening and on 15 tables on Saturday. And so I'm just don't know what they're still going to, so I'm just writing that down for now. The average waiting time on Friday evening is 24 minutes. The total waiting time for the 15 tables on Saturday evening is 7 hours and 3/4. Okay, so that average you will need to divide by 15, but let's just do that. So 7 hours and 3/4 times 60, so that we have that in minutes as well. 7.75 times 60 will give us 465. Oh, wait, here is more. Okay, so let's just work that out. So your average, if you guys are happy with this, is 24 minutes was the average for the Friday. 31 minutes was the average for the Saturday. The mean waiting time per table for Friday and Saturday evening rounded to the nearest minute is... Okay, so this is interesting. So, okay, so that is wrong. So you must not take those two and divide by 2. So we will need to say, so this was 465 was the total. Yeah, it was 20 times 24. So this should be your average of the 2 tables, which is 27, is option A the correct answer. So I would have gone to get the total time, which is the 480 for Friday. We've got the total time for the Saturday. And then that I will divide by the number of tables to get the average or the mean for Friday and Saturday, which gives us 27. Okay, hopefully that is what you guys also got in one of the answers. The 31 is if you only look at the Saturday. The 28 is if you take 24 plus 51. Yeah, agree. That's why, yeah, I'm also not, for me, but Afrikaans, and we've not seen over a weekend how Afrikaans word can be interpreted as other words. Let's quickly. Okay, so diagrams. 300 teenagers were surveyed about the, yeah, with rugby. 300 teenagers were surveyed about the type of movie that they best like to watch. The following pie chart shows the preference of the teenagers as percentages. The number of teenagers who like to watch romance movies. Okay. Okay, so first let's see 51, 14, 27, 10. That's all the percentages of the others. So it's 45, 45, 55, 55, 75. Okay, 82%. So what is left is 18%. So 18% times 300 will give us the number of teenagers. So 0.18 times 300 is 54. Okay, option A. Okay, happy with that? Cool. And now I think there's a few frequency ones. Okay. Seems like we've lost some of this, so let's just quickly check what is in this question, and then so the following frequency table shows one-way commuting distances for a number of workers in Ekurhuleni. Okay. Okay, but don't give us, in order to calculate the mean one-way distance traveled by these commuters and the standard deviation of the distances, you need to complete the above table. For this question, you only need to determine the values of A, C, and D. Okay, so that would have now been bigger from the options given below. Select the one that reflects the correct values of A, C, and D. Okay, so D is the easiest one. So that will be a sum of those ones. It's 13 plus 19. Okay, so 13, 19. Just want to check if any of these. Okay, so 13, 19 is 52, 50, 52, 42, 42, 47, 53, 53, so 60. So D will be 60. Okay, so D will be 60. then I assume what will be on here still then is that you need to work out the mean. So what you will then need to do is to use that midpoint. So I don't know if on the table there was a midpoint, else you need to nearly complete a midpoint. That we need to then multiply the midpoint with that number, midpoint with that number, and then you will also divide that sum by 60 to get the mean. And then your standard deviation will be this mean, will be, to check quickly, the standard deviation will just be then your x minus the mean to the power of 2. So it will be the distance. Okay, that is also an interesting one. So I will quickly check for you guys on a frequency table how to do the other ones. I don't think we have done that, so I'll get you an example just to complete this, unless you have a bigger example of this question somewhere, but else I will quickly see if I can get you in the next day or so a nice on frequency, because I didn't realize that they would actually ask you to do a mean and standard deviation on this. Okay. But what I will normally work out first is this one that is D, and then start eliminating some of the answers. Okay, another one. Let's quickly just crop again a bit. Okay, following table gives a cumulative frequency of the marks out of 100 that a group of 183 students obtained. Okay, that's fine. The number of students who obtained more than 50, oh, here we go again, more than 50, but not more than 70. Okay, so basically, I would have said if 131, that would not, it's not minus. I want to make it now very difficult for myself. So let's be practical about this. So there's nobody there. There's 1 there. There's 11 there. There's 21 there. 64 minus 53. 51 there. 151 minus 64. 67. Okay, so if I add those two, I still don't get one of these numbers. More than 50. Ooh. So that's less than 40, less than 50. Again, higher grade in English needed. Okay, less than 50, so that's less than 60, less than 70. So 165 plus, sorry, 165 minus 131 gives us 54. So supposed to that I need to add 34 plus 67, 67 plus 34, 101. Okay, which is option C. Yuck, okay. Easy making mistakes with this one. And again, Carl, like you say, read English. So that is still smaller than 50.5, smaller than 60, smaller than 70. So it's basically those two that we need to get. So we need to get what's the difference in that number and what's the difference in that number. So that's 67 and 54, and that we will need to add. Oh, thanks. Carl. Okay, yeah, that is totally different from what I thought you guys needed to work out. So let's do it that, but we'll can come back to this one. Okay, so this one done. Another frequency one. Okay, so here again standard deviation. So let's go back to this one that we can see how they work out all of these stuff, because again, I don't think we ever have seen something like this in any of the books. So okay, so we did D, so D was 60. That was the sum of that. Okay, midpoint. So normally the easiest is to say 27.5 plus 18.5, which will give us 46, and that we will divide by 2. So my midpoint, I would have said, is 23. Okay, do you have answers as well? So let's quickly. Okay, so let's see. So I would have had so long D as 40, D as 40, A as 23. So that would have been, my answer would have been C so long. Then we need to work out what this midpoint is. So 55.5 plus 45.5 divided by 2 is 50. So it's strange that it now brings out the stuff below. Okay. So 4 times 50 will be 200. So B is 200. Oh, okay, we don't need to work out B. And then C is the easiest ones. Then C is 5 times. So let's quickly 36.5 plus 27.5. It's 64. 64 divided by 2, 52. So it will be 52 to the power of 2. Okay, 5,120. Okay, so C. Okay, so definitely option C is the correct one. Okay, so that means is that the mean and standard deviation, and that then worked it. Oh, if we needed to work out E and F as well. Yoch, okay, so just check that you are able to do E and F as well. So just if that is part of a question, because it's probably what we will need it to do here. So let's quickly see. So I just want to check if that is at any way gonna help. See, now if I look at these answers, okay. I probably would have said, okay, let's get, okay, so this is Fi. I would have said, let's get a midpoint. And then let's work out that. And then for all of them, we sum it. But then we still need to square root. So probably my answer would have been something like option A. But let's quickly check. So 6 plus 1 is 7 divided by 2. Um, 6 plus 11 divided by 2. Okay, and let's see if this is a trend. So if the next one is 13.5, just gonna add 11 plus 16 divided by 2, 13.5. Okay, so let's just, that goes there. So that will be 18.5 plus 5 is 23.5, plus 5 is 28.5. Ugh, no, this will be a big number. Times, that is going to be much bigger than that. Okay, do we have a formula for standard deviation for frequency tables? I will can't remember that we did something like this for frequency tables, so I will get you something. I thought it might be that formula, but if I look at this, I still need now to square that, then multiply by 10. So that answer is already the first one. So that is going to be big. So it's not going to even be close to a 35 if I square root it. So I will check if we have. I just assumed that last one was it. It might even be that the first one is. Okay, page 256. Okay, so let me. Yeah, but how do you work out the variance? Page 356. Okay, so I want to. So, Carl, if you can just give a hint of how we need to work out the variance when that is fine. Unless it's just those to multiply by one another, but again, I don't think so. Okay. You said page 1 or 36356. Let me quickly check in my. Where is my study guide? Mhm. Is this where you are also nearly 35.3? Okay. Okay, so let's see. Calculate the mean variance standard deviation. Okay, and is there answers at the back? Okay, mean is fine. Okay, so we can work out the mean or sum of xi, sum of xi divided by n. Okay. Oh, and then, phew, oh my word. Okay, so it's not just, I am just adding this. So that's how we work out the mean. Let's quickly 3.5 plus 8.5 plus 13.5 plus 18.5 plus 23.5 plus 28.5 plus 33.5. Okay, I got the mean as 117.5. I will just go and check that again. So now we need to say 3.5, no, sorry, divided by, there was, check again, there was 14. In this instance, there was 158. Okay, I will just go and check this for you guys so that, because well, if you did get something like this, just just let me know. So if these numbers are right, this is what you should be doing. So for that, and then for this one, we'll just, then you need to do it for all of them, and that sum will be your variance, and then you need to square root. Okay, so I will just yeah, that's what I will also check if we can get this. I would still go for probably one of those bigger ones, but let me also just work it out and see what I get. what was the correct one for this, or don't we know? So if you guys know what the correct one is, else I am going to work out this one. Sure. Okay. So it been also different questions. So that one I will go and work out, and then this one I will just go and look again at this one because I'm also not really happy about that. Okay, you got the nicer question, Carl. If you got this one, much nicer, I think. Unless it's not that simple, but I would have what of the option given below reflects the percentage of customers who waited more than 21 minutes. So we know there was 158. So I would have just said, oh, and they give you the frequency, not even the, so it is, what is it, more than 21? So it's 23 plus 19 plus 8 is 50 divided by 158, which will give you correct that option. Okay. Okay, so let me go do the other two for you guys. Then I'll share it on the chat as well. Sure. These things definitely make you think. It is, yeah. Sometimes, no, it's fine. I'm also wondering, so it would have been nice to see if you can get answers, because one, especially with a course that is all time being evaluated, that you actually want to know if you were right or wrong or how to get to it. But that's fine. Okay, I'll do those two, and then I will share it with you. In the meantime, I am going to share the recording and the